I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site. A small-cap biotech targets the Zika vaccine testing for humans this year.
The Zika virus is spreading like wildfire is a DNA-based vaccine on the horizon. And Big Pharma's solution for soft tissue cancer was approved by the FDA. Find out how a C-sponge treatment is making strides against cancer.
Welcome to Small Cap Nation. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. Inovio Pharma told Bloomberg that it plans to start testing its DNA-based Zika vaccine in non-human primates. Currently, the vaccine is being tested on lab mice, but it is able to move faster than traditional vaccine development timelines. Testing in humans is targeted for this year. The virus has been causing brain damage in unborn babies when the mother is bitten by a mosquito carrying it. Remy Blair will have more on how investors are reacting from Silicon Valley. Plug Power has added big companies like Home Depot and Nike to its list of customers in 2015, contributing to its goal of $100 million in revenue. CEO Andy Marsh said adding more national retailers like those is the key to achieving the company's 2016 revenue goal of $150 million. It's all an effort to turn a profit for the first time in the company's 17-year history. Now, this year, Plug is limiting its cash use to under $20 million, so they don't have to raise additional capital to break even by the fourth quarter of this year. Cox is coming out against Nexstar's $4.6 billion acquisition of Media General. Nexstar and Media General inked the $4.6 billion deal to merge this week. Now, Cox says the deal means cable TV and satellite customers will be forced to pay more, and it recommended the public contact the Federal Communications Commission to voice opposition. Biotechs are aiming for non-invasive prostate cancer biopsies. Now, what if doctors could screen men for prostate cancer without a painful and often unneeded biopsy? A handful of biotech firms working on techniques that would instead use simple blood or urine tests, and that could result in a new multi-billion-dollar business. Now, a company called Opco Health has a new procedure involving a blood draw that aims to find whether a man has a dangerous cancer lurking in his prostate or not. It claims it can eliminate 60% of biopsies with this new technology. Well, lots of small cap companies making news today, so here's a look in today's small cap wrap. Chemours is replacing ComScore in the S&P 600 index. ComScore will replace Chemours in the S&P 400. Fortinet sees 2016 earnings per share right at expectations. Gigamon earnings and revenue did beat estimates. Proofpoint revenues guidance comes in right at expectations. QLogic's earnings beat estimates. Quality Systems earnings beat estimates as well. Shortel bought Corviza, that's a software and cloud company. Synaptics sees its third quarter revenue well below original estimates. And Tidewater has suspended its dividend stock repurchase program. The Men's Wearhouse announced that effective January 31st, it will implement a holding company structure. The new holding company is called Tailored Brands. It's a Texas corporation. Now, as a result of this, Men's Wearhouse shareholders will become shareholders of the new Texas holding company on a one-for-one basis. And it's not recession numbers yet, but it is close. The U.S. economy expanded at a slower pace in the fourth quarter as households and businesses tempered their spending. The gross domestic product showed meager growth in the final months of 2015 at just 0.7%. The mosquito-borne Zika virus spreading rapidly in the Americas. There are thousands of cases that are tentatively linked to Zika. Inovio Pharmaceuticals partnered with the life sciences company on a Zika vaccine. Now, can Inovio make good on its word?
Hi, Jane. The World Health Organization says Zika is spreading explosively in the Americas. It is estimating between 3 to 4 million people have been infected. Zika is being linked to 4,000 suspected cases of microcephaly in Brazil. The CDC is advising pregnant women not to travel to areas with active Zika transmission. The disease is caused by a virus transmitted by Aedes mosquitoes. As for small-cap biotech Inovio Pharmaceuticals, it is working on a DNA-based vaccine for Zika back since December of 2015. Now, it is currently testing the vaccine in mice and plans to test on primates within the coming weeks. On Friday, shares of the company are up over 10%, bringing its market cap to $465 million. Inovio created a strand of DNA that could prevent the virus. Once the safety of the vaccine is proven, then human testing can begin. Inovio is also working on a vaccine for Ebola and MERS. Keep in mind that DNA-based vaccines are not approved for humans in the U.S.
What other approaches are in the works for a vaccine?
Big Pharma are actively pursuing vaccines, including Sanofi and GlaxoSmithKline. The National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases is working on two approaches: DNA-based vaccines and live attenuated vaccines. Now, the DNA-based vaccine was effective in a phase 1 trial. The process involves a synthetic DNA sequence that triggers the body to create antigens from a killed virus. Separately, live attenuated or killed virus vaccines are time-intensive to develop. Now, these vaccines are grown in eggs utilizing live viruses that are made inactive. So this is the traditional approach taken for many vaccines. This might raise plenty of eyebrows, but a company called Oxitec is working on genetically modified mosquitoes. This is the British spin-off from Oxford University and a subsidiary of Virginia-based Intrexon Corporation. Shares of Intrexon soared in the previous session, but pulled back slightly at the end of the week. Now, Oxitec breeds male mosquitoes that contain a self-destruct mechanism with their DNA in the form of an inserted gene. The mosquitoes help stop the spread of the Zika virus by passing along a gene to the offspring that make them expire before they reach adulthood. If the mosquitoes are raised with the antibiotic tetracycline, the self-destruct mechanism will not come into play. Now, Oxitec does not have the necessary licenses yet to sell its so-called suppression service.
What are some of the challenges for Inovio and other companies scrambling for a cure?
Whether we're talking about Ebola or Zika, vaccines take time to develop and test, and there are laboratory and regulatory hurdles. As for some of the methods of controlling disease, there are concerns about manipulating the ecosystem and the potential consequences. The only advantage is that there are other mosquito-based diseases that can aid scientists with a basis of understanding. There are similar diseases that are part of the flavivirus family. So understanding dengue, West Nile, as well as chikungunya can allow researchers to utilize past development platforms.
Guys, I got the jerseys. El Nino. Aquí. Spray Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Don Ovan.
Think that's me?
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So hat trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go, Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
Doug, you've been staring at that for a while, huh? Listen, TD Ameritrade has former floor traders to help walk you through that complex trade, so you'll be confident enough to do what you want. I'll pull up their number. Blammo. Let's get those guys on the horn. Ooh. Looks like it is time to upgrade your phone, Douglas.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Let's go, Serena. Fight, fight. Come on, fight.
Can't stop me now.
Come on, Serena.
Can't stop me now. You don't want me. Can't mess with this.
Back to the top. Here we go.
You don't want me.
4, 5, 6. Whoa, stop. Let's go back. 1, 2. Whoa, we're gonna stop there. I bet we can do it even better.
It took tennis legend Serena Williams, fencing champion Tim Morehouse, and the world-famous Rockettes years to master their craft. But it took them only moments to master paying bills at Chase.com, depositing checks at Chase ATMs, and transferring funds on the mobile app. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
The FDA approved Eisai's cancer drug, Halaven, to treat soft tissue cancer. This is the first drug to show survival benefit in liposarcoma. Now, how important is this breakthrough?
The FDA approved Eisai's drug for treating a rare type of soft tissue cancer. Liposarcoma has no approved treatments. Now, Halaven has been approved for use in patients with the cancer and for those who have received chemo that contains an anthracycline drug. Now, liposarcoma occurs in 12,000 Americans each year. Halaven has shown improvement in survival time, and it has orphan drug status, which gives it a 7-year period of market exclusivity for the indication. It was approved in 2010 for late-stage breast cancer treatment.
Halaven is derived from a marine sea sponge. What is the science behind it?
The drug was originally derived from a marine sponge called Helicandria okadai. Halaven was initially developed from the sea sponge, but it is now lab manufactured. It's a synthetic form of a chemotherapeutically active compound derived from the sea sponge. The injectable therapy is a microtubule inhibitor, which means it works by inhibiting cancer cell growth. Now, the drug stops the cancer cells from separating into 2 new cells, and so it slows down the metastasis process responsible for around 90% of all cancer deaths. It is also approved by the FDA for treating advanced breast cancer.
There's no doubt that Eisai is a mega-cap name in pharma. What other important drug announcements were made by the company recently?
Halaven approval for soft tissue sarcoma is a win for Eisai. Recently, the pharma's oncology drug Lenvima, or lenvatinib, received FDA priority review for kidney cancer. The company also submitted a new marketing application for the drug in combination with everolimus to treat renal cell carcinoma. Last year, Lenvima was approved in the U.S. and Europe to treat some forms of thyroid cancer. And in other Eisai updates, it acquired a generic pharmaceutical company in China called Tianyi Biological Pharmaceutical. This move expands Eisai's foray into generic pharma and expands its footprint in China. Many big pharma names in Japan are reorganizing their businesses. This comes as the government is calling for the use of generic drugs to help rein in medical spending. And this means big pharma is scrambling to develop new drugs and do away with some non-core operations. Eisai has been hit by falling domestic sales for its patent-expired dementia and ulcer medications since 2012. And in October of last year, announced plans to merge its gastrointestinal business with a pharmaceutical subsidiary of Ajinomoto.
Everyone works hard for a reason. Working together, we can help you prepare financially for when 2 becomes 3. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
You want to be the best investor you can be. You want to cut through the noise of an overwhelming amount of analysis. You want the insights that will help you decide which ideas to execute and which to leave behind. You want your trades executed in 1 second or less, guaranteed and routed with institutional quality technology. Look no further. Open an account and find more of the expertise you need to be a better investor.
When I got the phone call that we had received the grant, I held my breath.
To have a program like this is a big reward.
Being a Chase Mission Main Street grant recipient is a game changer.
One of the biggest surprises in starting a small business is the number of hours we should work for the first 20 years.
One of the great things about this grant is that it is going to let us invest in some additional inventories.
It's going to allow this business to go to the next level.
Being a recipient of this grant, we can't be thankful enough.
It's a dream come true, and I'm still in awe.
Lots of activity in today's buy-sell hold action. American Equity Investment was rated new outperform at RBC. Calpine rated new buy at Guggenheim and named a top pick at the brokerage firm. Diamondback Energy rated new outperform at BMO. DST Systems was raised to outperform at Robert Baird. Global Partners was cut to neutral at MUFG. Greenhill & Company rated a buy at Rafferty Capital. Intercept Pharma raised to equal weight at Morgan Stanley. Juno Therapeutics rated a new buy at SunTrust Robinson Humphrey. Kirby cut to sector perform at RBC. Kite Pharma rated new buy at SunTrust Robinson Humphrey. Microsemi raised to outperform at Wells Fargo. Oshkosh was raised to buy at SunTrust. Parsley Energy rated new outperform at BMO. PC Connection was raised to market perform at Raymond James. RSP Permian was raised to new outperform at BMO. Talon Energy rated new neutral at Guggenheim. And United Rentals cut to hold at Vertical Research. Thanks for joining us on Small Cap Nation, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, check back for the latest news and research on smallcapnation.com, Facebook, and Twitter.